Welcome to another episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill-Staxx, and today I got Rocco from the Mayans MC. What's up, man?
What's up, bro?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Good. Want to make sure
So,
it comes in clear.
yeah, man. So, how did you get involved with getting into the acting thing?
I started off with YouTube, and then from YouTube, I actually let's back it up, man. In junior high, I got in a little bit of trouble, so they put me on a group of knucklehead team. We did stage crew, so we did all the lighting and sound for the theater plays at the school. I grew up in LA, so there's theater is heavy and everywhere you go, pretty much. From that in high school, I was too shy to do it, but I always inspired to do it. I watched them. I walked into the theater room a few times to try and join, and I was too shy to commit to that. And then when I went to college, I was struggling with my grades. I'm dyslexic, and so I've always had trouble with my education. And one of my coaches recommended that theater classes would be pretty easy to pass. So I started taking some theater classes and started with an improv class. And from there, man, I just kind of got addicted to it. But, baseball, my first love, playing baseball in college and everything. And once that didn't go down the way it should have or the way I wanted it to, I decided to join the military and help, pay the funds for my daughter who, was recently born at the time. She was born in 2002 and I joined the military in 2003.
Thank you for your service, man.
Oh, no worries. Thank you. Thank you for support.
Yeah. So after you joined the military, what made you get in the direction of the Mayans? Was it your look?
Yeah, obviously, right? Like I started doing YouTube out of the military in 2013. Me and my buddies became very well known in the YouTube space. From the YouTube space, I was like, man, we can do more than this. Like, let me try and I want to be a real actor, not just a YouTuber. Nothing wrong with being a YouTuber, but I aspired to be an actor. I aspired to be a filmmaker.
Yeah.
And so we made a movie. We actually did a crowdfund and raised some capital for a very ridiculous kind of cult classic movie. That's a veteran comedy. And that was really the first real acting that I did. And I kind of was like, you know what? I'm kind of done with this YouTube scene. I want to try and get into the real thing. So I started going to LA and kind of circling around, actors and learning the rules of it. Kind of how, you kind of have to understand the system and how it works. At the same time, man, they're still looking for, they're casting for Mayans. There's like timing, bro. Like timing was perfect.
Yeah.
I was in LA doing some improv comedy with a guy who has a YouTube channel called Dads in Parks, but he's been an actor for like 30 years.
What year was this? What year?
This is 2016. This is 2016. This is the first pilot, pretty much. So that I'm in LA for spring break. Me and my wife, we're kind of doing a vacation thing and then filming some YouTube stuff with this dude who 30 year in the game. I'm kind of really he's mentoring me in management and everything. And at the time, someone calls me, another homie who's an actor goes, hey, bro, Mayans is still auditioning, man. You're in town. You should try and go. I was like, well, yeah, but who do I hit up? And so he knew who the casting director was. And so he gave them a heads up about me. Said, here's a dude who was an actor. Here's what he looks like. I think he'd fit the part really well. Would you be interested in seeing him? They saw my pictures and said yes. They had me write a bio. They had me send some an acting reel and some headshots. And they were like, yeah, tomorrow, be here at 10:30. I was like, oh, crap. And from there, man, I hit that audition. After that audition, I flew home. And then I got the call back to come back and do the audition in front of Kurt Sutter. And within 4 days after that, man, I'm on set for my first big part in acting.
Yeah. So, were you involved? So the Mayans came out after Sons of Anarchy. So they had some of the actors from the Mayans in Sons of Anarchy. So did you have any parts that in
No, so I'm part of the young crew that just jumped in recently, right? So you
Yeah.
have Emilio Rivera, who plays Marcus Alvarez. He's been in from the beginning. He's really the only OG from Sons that cross over on the Mayan side. He'll have a couple his dudes that he uses in the background, some guys that are familiar faces that you would have seen on the Sons, but now most of the guys we use are someone associated to us in some kind of capacity, right? So a lot of background actors that Homeboys Industry. We have a lot of we're bringing a lot of homies from Homeboys Industry to do some background acting and stuff like that. And so the only real OG you got is Marcus Alvarez, is Emilio Rivera.
Yeah, so they're going to be coming out with another Sons of Anarchy, I heard. And is the Mayans going to be any part of that?
No clue, man. That wouldn't be a place that I'd even. There's such a disconnect between like us actors. Like I'm an actor and a producer in my own side of things. I have no other involvement in any kind of capacity, ideas or visions or anything, right? Like I'm not a writer. I'm nobody. I show up. They say, here's what you're saying. I'm like, sounds good. And I got to bring that to life. Like that is the capacity of what I do for the Mayans. And then I'm also a tech advisor for the show, right? Yeah. So that's the other side. But when it comes to like potential other, other worlds that come to existence because of the whole Sutter world that he created, no idea. I've heard rumors as well, but no clue if we're ever going to blend or come together again with that.
That would be a good one, man.
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
Yeah. So, what are the plans for the future of the show?
Man, again, as an actor, I will be on the show as long as they want me to be on the show, as long as my character provides value for the storyline of what the writers want to get across. I say I'm an actor is like I just got an audition for another show, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to audition. And if I get it, I'll be doing that. So then I don't know what the history in any of my career is. My career is really, it's an unwritten book, and I'm out here trying to just do my best.
It's building.
Bro. Yeah. I'm here just look, I want people to give me opportunity so I can show them the levels of my acting capabilities. I feel like there's so much more to be shown. I'm waiting for the opportunity to give the world all that's in me, all that trauma, pain, and everything I've ever experienced in life. I'm ready to dump that on screen for someone to feel. I think that's what is addicting to this career field is when people message you like, man, that was so relatable. Man, I felt that. Like, man, there's no better drug in the world for me as being a creative and being able to tell these stories and bring them to life.
Yeah, like I used to be in the streets. I was a gang member, and I changed over to this, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't trade it for nothing. Yeah, so back in the day, were you getting in trouble before you got into all this?
Yeah, but I wasn't, I grew up in the San Fernando Valley. There's gangs everywhere, but I was never really associated with gangs. I was just a kid that fights, right? Like just my dad raised me not to take no shit. That's just how it is, man. And that was, part of me was maybe the misconception of what he wanted me to be and what I kind of turned myself into be. And now I understand why he was trying to raise me to be a tough kid. And, really just a mischievous kid that's always looking to get himself into something, and that's really what it was. I played baseball actively since I was 4 years old, year round since I was 7. And that was what my dad's, I guess, his mission to try and keep me off the street was involve me in sports. And so, I'm always blessed to be a part of that and have that in my life. And I kind of give that to my kids as well. And they're heavily involved in sports as well.
So, ever since COVID happened, how is it filming the Mayans now?
It's different, right? Because the way we do filming now is for this season. I don't know if it's going to continue, but when you call it, it's called block filming. And so that you don't have to show up to the same set 20 different times, you will film all those scenes within that same week at that same location. So why is that hard for me as an actor? Because my actor is going through this, this growth and emotion, it's going through this whatever roller coaster of emotion. I have to know, are we filming episode 1 or are we filming episode 7? because in episode 1, I'm like this. In episode 7, I'm like this. And so us as an actor and trying to develop your character throughout the season, it's kind of thrown out of whack. So it becomes a very different process on how to be ready for your scenes. But, you know, at the same time, every rehearsal is with our mask on, so you don't really get the full effect of the person that you're going to be working with. You know, there's the scene with me and Coco where we're in where the bikes are at, and I'm kind of confronting him like, dog, what the fuck, right? And he's telling me he's done with that shit. Like, that scene came to life after the 3rd take. You know what I mean? Because the first rehearsal, he wasn't giving his motion. I wasn't giving mine. I can't even see his face. He can't see mine. He just sees my eyes because we're wearing these damn masks and all that can I cuss?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so all that shit kind of takes away from the emotion and the rawness of it. The first take, we were kind of going back and forth, you know, and it's cool. It feels good. But like by the 3rd one, it started to feel real, right? Like all that pain and angst and frustration I have with him and all his fucked up, you know, quarrels with addiction. It started to finally feel like, man, I feel his pain, and he's starting to feel my concern. Yeah. And that's, you know, I think that's what made this season a little bit harder. But man, we were blessed to be working when we did. We're one of the biggest television shows that got to finish a season with almost no issues at all, you know?
Yeah, I'm blessed to even get you on here, man. It's been hard.
A lot of people hit me up. And sometimes the timing's right, sometimes the timing's not. I try and give everyone my love, man. But you know, I got my own podcast too, so half the time I'm trying to do my own thing too.
I hear you, man. Hey, I appreciate you even coming on here.
No, for sure.
And so what else do you have for the future? Do you have any books? Do you have any
man,
new shows or anything coming out?
Yeah, I'm always writing. You know, I have another book I'm trying to finish up, and you know, there's a lot of things in creating space, right? And so I write music, and so I have a couple songs that got licensed to other TV shows, and I'm excited about that. You know, my podcast is always growing. You know, I'm going to have some of the guys and talk about some acting stuff on here, so you guys can tune into that. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, but, you know, I got a couple scripts thrown my way. I got a couple, job opportunities that thrown my way, and I have to make some decisions here real soon if I'm going to take them or not. It comes down to, does it, you know, the way I look at acting is probably 100% different than 99.99% of the rest of the actors in the world out there.
Yeah.
I've been very fortunate to start a few businesses and be able to fund my life outside of acting. So it's not necessarily a need for the cash. It's more for the drive and the passion of theater and acting. Yeah. So I might be kind of a stubborn guy, but I pick and choose what I feel deserves to get my attention. And so there's one script that someone sent me that I'm really enjoying right now, and I might be going into negotiations for that one, and we'll see. And then there's some of my own stuff that I'm trying to do. So, you know, there's always something in the creative space, bro. It's like, you know, I don't get too excited about anything yet, because a lot of things say they're going to happen, and then all of a sudden it doesn't happen. So I just kind of, I fly by the seat of my pants. We'll see what happens. We'll make those calls.
I'll leave links in the description below for the people to check out all your stuff.
Cool.
And so I got one more question for you. When you're out and out enjoying your own life, do people ever approach you like you're in a motorcycle club?
You know, I had one guy the other day that I had a Mayans hat on, like one of the ones they give us on the show. And he said, "You like Mayans?" I said, "You like Mayans?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Cool, man." He goes, "We'll talk offline." I'm like, "All right, cool." You know, so he pulled me to the side later and hit me up. He goes, "So you patched in?" And I was like, he's a big fan of the show, right? He's watching the show every episode. He had no idea, because I have a day job, right? I do my thing. I work in mental health and addiction daily. This is my passion.
Yeah.
And so I go help out this clinic, this facility, right? And he's talking to me about, like, "Are you patched in? You look like you're patched in." And I'm like, "Well, I am patched in, but on a TV show." And he goes, "What?" I said, "I play Gilly on the show." He goes, "What?" I take my mask off and I take my hat off. And he's like, "Oh, shit." So it was pretty cool, man.
That's awesome.
In the real life scenarios, no. I have a lot of friends that are in the MC world. I have some 1% of friends that just I grew up around, and everyone respects the fact of what we do. There's always going to be these 1 or 2 people that don't get it, right? I mean, the world is filled with people that don't that I guess
Karens. They care too much.
It's there's a disconnection on what's reality and what's entertainment. And one guy hit me up and said, "You guys are just I don't know, whatever it is."
Taking the patch and off someone else's back and all.
Right, all these things. And I was like, "Look, man, I'm just an actor. You know what I mean? I'd happily play a cop if they hired me to play a cop. I'd play a politician. I'd play a baseball player. I do it all. I'm an actor." You know what I'm saying? And I'd play an inmate, bro. I'd play an inmate all day. I do it all.
Yeah. But some people don't differentiate the two.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that think Billy is Rocco, and that's what the really funny thing, right? When I said that comment about Jax Teller, spoiler, if no one watched the show yet, you're late already. But on episode 3, someone asked like, "Who's Jax Teller?" And I say, "Who gives a fuck?" Really offended a lot of people, and I'm getting all kinds of hate mail in my inbox. And
people love Jax, man. People love Jax,
bro. He's the Jesus to Sons of Anarchy fans, and I get it, right? Like I get it. I was a fan of the show too, but in the ideologies of Mayans MC, who gives a fuck what Jax Teller is, right? Straight up. And so as a actor, I made sure I harnessed all that negative energy towards that dude, because who gives a fuck? And I said it like that, right? And people got offended, bro, got butthurt. And I did my job as an actor. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I did my job as an actor. I was, people felt that hate, and they felt like, oh, why they got to throw shade? I'm like, the Gilly character would never give a shit about that dude, straight up. Vince Vargas, I'm a fan of that dude, right? I'm a fan of Jax Teller. I'm a fan of Charlie Hunnam, right? I'm a fan of these dudes.
Yeah.
But Gilly don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Gilly's like got his own patch on his back. He don't give a fuck about some other club.
Right. And so
man.
Yeah. So it's cool, man.
That's cool, man. So man, I want to thank you for coming on my show, and I'll have you on here again. Maybe you could get me some of your buddies from the show.
Bro, that's hard. That's hard, but maybe we'll see. I'm real close with a lot of these fools. I'll talk to them. But
definitely, man.
But yeah, man, maybe we'll circle back on this after the last episode. We'll do it again.
Yeah, definitely. So I want to thank you for coming on. And is there anyone you want to shout out before I go?
Nah, bro. Just, you guys, anyone listening, anyone following, if you guys are veterans at all and you're a little lost in your life, feel free to hit me up, man. I'd love to be there to mentor you. Definitely, man. I want to give a shout out to Hootie282. And make sure you hit the like, subscribe, notification bell so you could get my videos every time they drop. Until next time.